Good morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was getting further updates. It's also one of the few fires that has ever burned from one side of Sierra Nevada's mountain range to the other. So far, it's burned more than 200,000 acres. Tens of thousands of people have had to evacuate their homes. The fire is threatening close to 35,000 structures, and more than 4,400 firefighters from the state and my federal team are working to contain and suppress this raging wildfire. The Department of Defense has trained and is deploying additional firefighters to support our ongoing firefighting efforts in California. This disaster declaration will help with evacuation, including sheltering and feeding for those who have been displaced. I want you to know, I've seen these firefighters up close. Their courage is astounding. And they're some of the bravest people I've ever known. And I've known a lot of them. My heart goes out to them. My thanks is an abundant thanks for what they do. Now I want to provide an update on our efforts to help millions of Americans down south. We've used the latest technology to accelerate restoration of power and cell phone service. It's beginning to get back up, but there's a long way to go. For example, to minimize the amount of time it will take to get the power back to everyone, I've directed the Federal Aviation Commission, the FAA, to authorize the use of surveillance drones to assess Ida's damage to energy infrastructure, while ensuring those flights do not disrupt aerial search and rescue missions. Likewise, I've asked the Pentagon, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Energy to immediately make available any satellite imagery they can help provide in assessing the extent of the damage. Drones and satellites can make the work faster by getting to the places that are most desperately in need. They can identify where the lines are down, map the damage, help get the transmission lines back up and running in all the parishes. But people, hard-working people, do the complicated and dangerous work. There are more than 25,000 linemen and clearance crews from 32 states and the District of Columbia may deny coverage for additional living assistance expenses unless the homeowner was under a mandatory evacuation order. So people pay their insurance premiums, and they're supposed to get payments from their insurance companies for relocation costs. But insurance companies, in the face of the strongest storm since 1850, say, no, we're not going to pay you what we owe you. Because the fact is, parishes in Louisiana, like New Orleans and St. John's, issued a voluntary evacuation order at first and may not have even had enough time to make a mandatory one as the storm moved in so fast. Other parishes, a voluntary evacuation order suggested that residents could try to protect themselves by sheltering in place against the ferocious winds. I've tasked my senior advisor, Cedric Richmond, New Orleans neighbor and former congressman from Louisiana's 2nd District for 10 years, to lead this relief effort. He knows the area, he knows the people, he knows how to get things done, and he knows they get things done when local, state, and federal level are all working together alongside the private sector. The people of Louisiana and Mississippi are resilient and resourceful. We're going to stand with you for as long as it takes to recover and allow you to rebuild. Electric grids and transmission lines and make them more resilient to these superstorms and wildfires and floods that are going to happen with increasing frequency and ferocity. We're reminded that this isn't about politics. Hurricane Ida didn't care if you were a Democrat or a Republican, rural or urban. This destruction is everywhere, and it's a matter of life and death, and we're all in this together. This is one of the great challenges of our time, but I'm confident we'll meet it. We're the United States of America, and there's simply nothing, you've heard me say it before, nothing beyond our capacity when we work together. So for all those who are still in harm's way, or all those struggling to deal with the aftermath of these storms and fires, say, God bless you. Keep the faith. Everyone working day and night to look out for their fellow Americans is what this is about. And we're going to get this done. Thank you.
Mr. President, one question on funding, sir.
Called for a whole of government approach on
Texas, sir.